Well, tonight we're going to start the book of Judges. And I'd like to suggest some headlines that you might be interested in. One headline says, "Family feud leaves 69 brothers dead." Another headline says, "Powerful government leader caught in love nest." Another headline says, "Gang rape leads to victim's death and dismemberment." Another one reads, "Girls at party kidnapped and forced to marry strangers." And one more, "The woman judge says travelers no longer safe on highways." Now this sounds like they are been excerpted from supermarket tabloids, doesn't it? But Warren Wiersbe opens his commentary on the book of Judges, suggesting that these headlines characterize some of the events of the book. You know, we're going to enter a book that has adult content. I'm tempted to hold up some kind of placard saying, nudity and violence and what have you, like they always do on some of these rated movies. I don't think there's any foul language, but it's going to get pretty rough. It's pretty much an adult book. And frankly, you would be hard-pressed to find a book on the bookshelves that has more color or intrigue in it. You'll probably wince when you see Ehud, who goes to visit the king in a summer palace and slides his dagger between his fifth and sixth ribs so the flesh closes so tightly he can't get it out. You'll probably cringe when you see Yael drive a tent stake through the skull of Sisera and pins him to the ground. And you'll probably bite your fingernails along with all of us as Gideon, as God introduces military cutbacks like you wouldn't believe, reducing Israel's army from 32,000 to 300, and then sends this vastly outnumbered, I won't call it an army, it's a squad practically, into battle. And you'll probably be very troubled when you see Jephthah's daughter who comes out to meet him on his return from battle, and he remembers his hasty vow to sacrifice the first person he met, and he fulfills that dreadful vow. On the one hand, you'll glory with Samson as he wreaks havoc among the Philistines, and yet you will ponder his folly as he allows this Philistine temptress to worm the secret out of him for his strength. And you'll obviously turn your stomach in revulsion in the story of the Benjamite perversion that marks perhaps the darkest chapter in Israel's history. So anyway, I don't know what kind of books you read, but if you are interested in romance or military history, soap operas, conspiracy theories, spy novels, swashbuckling adventure, or political intrigue, you'll find it all in the book of Judges. But from a broader or deeper perspective, what we're really going to be experiencing here is a deteriorating nation. And one of the shocks that really came home to me as I was preparing for this series is how it is a timely and yet sober warning to us right now in this time. The book of Judges could be titled "No King." See, the first of Samuel, which follows it, will be man's king, Saul, and then 2 Samuel will be God's king, David. But we're now in this strange place where there's no king, and that's going to be a key theme throughout the whole thing. The world today is living in the book of Judges because there's no king in Israel. That's a key fact. It's interesting, when Israel was presented their rightful king, they proclaimed, "We have no king but Caesar." Well, the next king on the agenda will be the world's king, the Antichrist. Then God's king will appear, defeat his enemies, and establish his kingdom.